first.
Appreciate it.
Uh, Brandon, I know this NFL journey can always be, you can't predict things, but would you have envisioned coming back to the Saints at any point in your career?
You always, keep the bridge there. You just never know, right? Especially in my career, just some of the changes. You never count that out for sure.
You come back. What do you bring back to the franchise? Obviously, wiser and a more seasoned
Yeah.
veteran and a guy who's seen a lot of things.
Well, yeah, you answered that for me. Definitely seen a lot of, great football. For myself, just elevating my game obviously over the years, since being here. So I look forward to, you know, from the playmaking standpoint, but also just the leadership aspect, bringing back to the locker room, not just only the receiver room, but as a team overall.
Hey, Brandon, this is like I guess the first time in your career that you've been able to kind of choose your own
Yeah,
destination.
yeah, yeah.
What was that process kind of like for you?
It was fun. It was for me. It was different. Obviously, usually, you wake up after the season and you know where you're gonna be. But to go through this process was a good learning process. It was a fun one, and I'm just glad to get it over with so I can focus on the task in hand, and that's playing football.
Was it anything similar to recruiting in college, or?
And I kind of took college the same way. Like, I knew where I wanted to be. Talked to a few people, but I knew where my mind was at. And so I guess you can say it's similar in that aspect, yeah.
How have you kind of approached that throughout your career? Is free agency something you wanted to experience and just never got that chance? Like, how have you kept that kind of in perspective?
No, I mean, I'm just blessed to, continue to play, this game at a high level. I never thought of it like, man, I just hope I get the free agency one day. At the end of the day, I just want to play ball, and however I get there, it really didn't matter.
Brandon, has your game evolved or changed in any way since?
Oh, absolutely. I really believe that. Not gonna comment too much on it. We're gonna see this season, no doubt. No doubt.
And just like from a leadership aspect, being a guy that's been around for a while, coming into like a younger room, what do you feel like you can bring to these guys is the vet through your perspective and journey and the things you've learned?
I just think learning, through how to approach the game. From my younger years to now, approaching the game in such a totally different aspect because obviously you know more, you got more knowledge, you got more wisdom, and then just your process on, doing as best you can, taking care of your body, the things that matter the most, staying on the field. So being able to hopefully give them some of that game and then also on the field as well and just how to play with one another is going to be important.
What do you think about the situation you're stepping into here now with the Saints?
I think we got a great room. I think you talk about CO, like I said, she blazing. CO can run any route and said. So I think we got a great room from that aspect. And it seemed like a lot of guys from the outside, a lot of unselfishness, and I think that's important to start off with. Guys just want to win, obviously take care of business, and let everything else kind of handle itself.
Did I hear right that you have a previous relationship with Keith Williams?
Yeah, so Keith he actually is from Stockton, California as well, obviously a lot older than me. And so he more so knew my brothers, but he's been recruiting me since I was 17 years old. He's at Fresno. Keith, I'm not going to Fresno. And then got in the league and, never really had the opportunity to work with each other, during the season. So I look forward to that because I really do believe he's the best receiver coach in the league, just doing what he's done with his guys and guys off the field or not necessarily on his team as well over the years.
What are your impressions of Derek?
Oh, I mean, Derek, we same class. I've known Derek for a long time from Northern California as well. He can throw any ball, tough cat, and a great leader. You talk about a guy who does so much, for his team and off the field and in the community. Another believer, just a great human being, but also a guy that can, play at the highest level and has been doing that throughout his career.
Brandon, I'm sure you guys didn't get into specific detail or anything, but just in general, what do you think is the role they envision you having in that offense along with those other guys?
That's a great question. We'll get into that, come OTAs. and and we'll just see when we're out there on the field. As far as getting specifics, you're gonna have to talk to coach about that one.
Do you have any thoughts on Kellen Moore's offense in general? Obviously, you saw the Eagles twice this year.
Yeah, I mean, he won the Super Bowl, and so you got to be doing something right. But I think just how he uses everyone. I mean, even back to I think about when he was with the Cowboys, Chargers. He used all his pieces to their strengths, not just the receivers but the backs. He has a unique balance, from his pass game and his run game, and I think we got one of the best backs in the league in AK. So I think it will be great, and it's going to be great kind of getting used to that throughout April and OTAs and kind of seeing what that flow is going to be like.
When you think back to your first stint here, is there something you're particularly proud of, or something that you remember about just your first couple of years here?
I mean, I think those 3 years, just the numbers that Will's putting up, offensively, was I mean, if not the best, in that top 5 in the league. But that's what I think about.
Hey, Brandon, how different is that room now? I guess like Cam Jordan might be the only one.
Yeah, Cam's the only one left. That's it. So there's going to be a lot of unfamiliar faces, but guys that you obviously know, from around the league over the years, and a lot of respect. But yeah, Cam is still kicking, and that's the only one I think.
Have you gotten a chance to talk to Derek yet about how y'all might work together?
Yeah, I've gotten a chance to speak with Derek. As far as how we're gonna work together, it's just mainly just let's get to work and let's figure everything else out. But no specifics on how we're gonna work together. But let's just get to work for sure.
Brandon, I'm sure this is probably one that falls in I'll reflect on that another time, but looks like you could get to 10,000 this year. Is that a number that kind of blows your mind a little bit?
Blowing my mind. Not really. Should have been there already, but a few things here and there. But that'll take care of itself. I really believe that it'll be the day to, like you said, reflect on that when it's all said and done. But a lot of time before that. So not really think about that.
Anything else for Brandon?
Yeah, I'm just curious. So the way it ended the first time, I mean, you don't seem like a guy who has many regrets or anything, but how do you feel about the way your first tenure ended here? And
no regrets at all. I mean, it's life, in a good way. I think both sides benefited from it tremendously. A lot of great players that came through. I wouldn't have success. The team has had success. No regrets. I mean, there's a reason why I'm back here, and you never burn a bridge. And I was young, and you learn from some things, but no regrets. I don't regret any decision or any type, anything like that in my life. I think they're all just learning tools, good or bad, for sure.
Is that something you realized on the way out, not to burn a bridge, or would you kind of pick that up?
I think that just in general, my whole life, I think it's unnecessary. Why? It's like drinking poison and hoping the other person, if something happens to the other person. It's just energy that's wasted, right? You wish each other the best in all aspects of life, and you kind of move on. And I think that was the case. I mean, Mickey's still here. These guys are still here, and that's why we're back, because I think we both got a lot of respect for one another. And I think that shows by being back here.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Brian.